Today I have 6 pronunciation hacks that will simplify your English. And also, you're going to watch examples of Chris Evans as Captain America. If you're new to my channel, I'm Javier and I'm here to help improve your pronunciation and understand natives. So, without further saying, let's hop into hack number 1. When you find the letter T in between two consonants, especially when we connect words together, you can drop the T sound. For example, most comics becomes most comics.
And I knew what the comic books offered me, just about the character. Would like most comics.
Felt like becomes felt like.
That you kind of felt like, okay, we're off on the right foot. You kind of felt like, okay, this.
Just begun becomes just begun.
Things like that. That new wave of superhero films, the Spider-Man, the X-Men, they had just begun. Went by becomes went by. I mean, the day's coming, and then it's all of a sudden here, and you feel like it went by way too quick, and
Almost feels becomes almost feels.
Smaller movies, it almost feels like you can guide them along a bit more because there's just less people involved. It almost feels like you can.
This word is pronounced as hour, just like the word hour. But when this word is not stressed, this word is usually pronounced as R. So instead of saying our mission, you can just say our mission.
All right, listen up. Until we can close that portal, our priority is containment. The
world is in our hands. So our priority is getting them out. This is the fight of our lives.
The letter H in pronouns like him or his is usually dropped when the word is not being stressed. So instead of saying like him, you could say like him.
Try to understand why other people like them, and
Sometimes I think you like getting punched.
had him on the ropes. This isn't just about beating him. It's about whether he's right. With that, we met his family, met his brother,
The preposition to is usually a word that does not carry the main idea in a sentence. That's why this word is very often reduced to a simple t or the.
It's left to us, guys. We gotta do something with it.
I'm Captain America, here to talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
I mean, anytime I've heard about movies that are being made or remade, something that's dear to me,
Food's a lot better. We used to boil everything.
Something very similar happens to the word for. This word is usually reduced to a simple fur. And also, when the next word begins with a consonant, the R sound is dropped.
He believes strongly in what he believes in, for the most part, selfless. And for the most part, you're reading the words for the first time.
I'm gonna try and keep him that way.
You're not a match for him, Cap.
Not a match from Cap. Not a match from Cap.
When we have a word that ends with the t sound, and right after we have a word that begins with the y sound, these two words connect and turn it into a ch sound. So instead of saying last year, you can say last year.
It's just always like, there's another Marvel movie next year. Another Marvel movie next year. Another Marvel movie next year.
The cell was just
In case you needed to kill me, but you can't. I know, I tried. Kill me, but you can't. I know. Kill me, but you can't.
So, I mean, but you dive in because you're in this, but you dive in because you're in this big.
Who do you think is stronger, Captain America or Iron Man?
Oh, well, I'm biased, so I'm gonna say Cap. But
If someone is biased, they tend to have an opinion, inclination, or preference to a group of people or something. In this example, Chris Evans chooses Captain America over Iron Man, and that's obviously because he plays the character.
See, when I hear words like dignity and excellence, I think about my husband. See, I know I'm biased, and I do think he's cute too.
People tend, in those circumstances, to identify with people, remind me of myself when I was younger. If I am an African-American male, which I am, I typically do not see an Asian female and remember myself when I was younger. That's just human nature, right? And it's not because I'm biased or racist, it's just where's my natural affinity? So that's where we...
But the rehearsal was so fun, then you leave and come back a month later to do your bit, and you just have such horrible FOMO. You just, well, what you guys been doing? Have you been having fun? Send me pictures.
FOMO is an abbreviation of fear of missing out, and it means to have a worried feeling that you may miss exciting events that other people are going to.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
And I see this so many people out there doing. They're suffering from this huge FOMO that gets amplified on social media by random schmuck influencers who've never built a business themselves.
You kind of have to decide what part of your brain do you spend time wrapping your head around.
The idiom to wrap your head around something means to find a way to understand or accept something.
Mia, out of curiosity, what part of all my calls couldn't you wrap your head around? I'm gonna meet.
I need you to wrap your head around this. Tomorrow night, Allegra Cole could have her first kiss.
Do you like learning English with Marvel movies and series? You do? Here's a video for you.